Well, hello, and you are watching the Gmodism channel. We're here, Eric is here, and we are going to continue with the Gimle battles. Oh yes, indeed. Naturally, this is the loser's bracket, and you are about to witness the champions being formed and decided. So it will be very interesting to see which ones will be able to continue battling. In any case, to just start off simply, this is the Rolo by Imp. Has already shot a good couple of shots for 2 seconds in the battle, and has already fired against the Valantis Mark 4 by Parzival. So it will be very interesting to see, obviously, both the Rolo and the Valantis has proven their effectiveness by already winning battles. So both of these ships are very strong. In this video we'll have 4 battles, and among those 4 battles, well, we're going to look at the next episode, which will be the finals. And before I begin, my homepage Gmodism.com is in some need of some feedback. So it would be really nice if you would go to Gmodism.com, check out the site and leave me some feedback on what you think of my site and what could be improved and what's good. I basically designed a new type of fun experience, I hope, from scratch. So I didn't design it after any website. I designed it as I wanted a website to be from scratch. Other than that, I also want to say thanks to the commissioned officers in the army of Gimodism: Commodore Owen, Captain Sebastian Dobe, Captain Shiro, Lieutenant Antor, Cravey, Flaros Dagon, Joseph Wachowski, Powered by Greed, Vincent Veritas, Rick Proel, and Scooby Rocks. Hope you will enjoy this video, and big thanks to all in the ecclesiarchy as well, of course. And sorry you couldn't get this video early access, but the finals will be early access to you. And I just realized that this is an airship, right? Which is probably for the better, because then we can take a better look at the Rolo, which looks very neat indeed. Well, let us get this battle started. I have an whoops, what the? Third time's the charm, they say. So, big pack blast to start it off, which missed. Rolo is coming up with some crams. Valantis, she is valiantly fighting and firing a lot of APS shells. Just as a little reminder, what are we spitting here? We got pure frag, tested and true. Always works pretty well. There's probably some other shells too, I don't know. But it might as well be just pure frag. That's very reliable. Rolo is definitely in the lead so far. Valantis is trying to get some good hits, but Imp's Rolo is trying to be evasive like that. Obviously it's an airship, it has huge disadvantages. When it gets hit, it's gonna die a lot faster. You have a lot of more tanking damage taking areas when you're a floaty thing instead of an airship. It's much more sensitive. So AP frag is all the shells that pop in here, they're AP frag, I believe. Looks like they're pretty deep penetrating, to be honest. I think we should lock on to... Can we please lock on to the right shell? Okay, thank you. 1 of M and see what they are doing. No bounce. Bam. Explosion with fragmentation in here. Rolo is naturally front-sider, so basically all the armor is put in the front of the armor. Rolo is indeed in the lead, but honestly I do believe Valantis by Parzival has a better chance of taking this home, because it is a water-based ship, which naturally has those said advantages. While less evasive and being hit by cram shells and not being in the lead, this is what my limited experience would have me believe, but there is a good bit of luck as well, and I might not remember all the details, which could change that verdict too. Right, so, but because of course previously in the when these ships actually got to the losers bracket, we had a nice little showcase and look of the ship, and while I had that fresh in mind, well, it's naturally easier. It was some time ago I recorded the Valantis and Rolo battle, so naturally I don't exactly remember. Oh, look at that. What happened with the rear cannons there? Whoa, looks like Rolo is climbing down. Look at that. And here we have the Rolo. And that pack. That's some scary stuff. It's starting to really dig through here. I feel that Rolo isn't delivering as much firepower as it did just a little while ago. We got our crams popping in here, but is it gonna be enough? I think it may not be. And this is single elimination. This battle's results will be final and decisive. So that's why the tension is so high, especially for Imp and Parzival. Yeah, we're just continuing and shooting, delivering some damage here. Now, Imp shouldn't be too sad because Imp has submitted a crazy amount of designs, which of them, I think all designs except the Rolo made it to the winners bracket. So if the Rolo wins this, well, we'll be seeing Imp designs a lot in the winners bracket tournament, which will be double elimination, by the way. Really feels like the Rolo isn't delivering damage like it used to. Valantis Mark IV, she is still popping in here with some good damage at 92%, just almost a bit surprising. Man, these cram mortars, they seem to be pretty weak. Yes, they are lambs confusers rather. Looks like we have some impact thumpers, which would be really reasonable to have if you want to distract some lambs. It's really funny with the Valantis, she has this little keel here for extra stability and cool looks. A lot of it is of course a altitude controller, so you don't need to use powered altitude control as much. Ooh, got a little rain down here with some scary 2-meter diameter shells. That would be insane to see IRL, man. Oh, the Rolo, she is keeping her distance here. 91 percentages, Valantis is at 89, but again, the Valantis is waterborne and the Rolo, she is airborne, which in this case is not an advantage. Oh bam, oh bam, we had some damage popping up there. I think we must check out these shells here. These are come on now. These are Hesh shells. So we've got this little Hesh swarm, which could potentially delete some turrets. But unfortunately for the Rolo, well, they missed. They just missed. Even the cram mortar is reliably more accurate. I think that the burp Heshgan is a tad bit inaccurate, if of course it's not because it's damaged. Maybe we shot off too many absorbers or whatever, then it's damaged. Naturally, that could be an explanation. I don't quite know, and we won't have the time to find out. But bam, we got the swarm more incoming. And I see if this one is a little bit more accurate. It seems to be indeed. Bam, we're landing straight on the turrets here. Look at that Hesh damage. Oh bam, they do what Hesh does. They clip some barrels. That's some scary stuff. Really hard to protect yourself against as well. Bam, we are raining down. Will the Rolo be able to turn this around despite the disadvantages of being an airship in a battle like this when your opponent has the ability to hit you? Being an airship was of course really good against the Gimle, because the Gimle has not that many weapons that can deal reliable damage to airborne target except the laser, but if you keep the laser busy, it's basically a piece of cake. Honestly, it looks like the Valantis is switching sides now due to being too damaged on one of the sides. This should really ensure the victory of the Valantis. Wow. That's a smart move. Smart routine. Assuming it is intentional, but I think it is because it's so easy to set it up in broadside 2.0 settings. We're starting to go a little bit low though. Bam. We got the burst flak cannon here to shoot down incoming crams. Oh bam! What was that? Did it shoot itself? Or does the Valantis have explosive packs? Hardly. Well, Rolo's imp is in the lead by almost 10%. Kinda 8%, but anyways. No, kinda 7%. But anyways. Well. I don't know anymore. I don't know anymore if Rolo may be the one to take this home after all. She might win it. Valantis, fight valiantly. Imp already has like 4 or 5 spots in the winner's bracket. Alright. Rolo is very cool, by the way. But as said, next big tournament challenge we'll have, which will be announced on the channel here and on Discord, of course. You gotta be in the Discord to participate anyways, so it can be a good idea to join, by the way. But at that time we will have a limitation on how many submissions you can send in. I feel that's probably a smart idea, because also I'm going to have a shorter window of submission, because some time of administration has basically gone to well, checking if designs, like what version they have. People are sending in updates to an already submitted item, and then if you can submit too many designs, well, it might be a little bit too many battles, and if some people build similar types of designs, we'll have an unvaried type of not only builders but design philosophies. I think it's fun to have more than 1 submission per person, I would say, but maybe 2 or 3. I should make a limit like that. I think would be a good idea. Wow, the Valantis is at 76%. Rolo is basically at 90% still. Damn, it really looks like Rolo is gonna roll her way to the Champions Finals, basically. Yeah, so all the winners in this video will be in the finals, if that wasn't obvious. I hope it is now. Man, I am surprised over how hardcore Rolo's imp is. It just soaks up damage. Oh, will you look at that? That's a lot of heavy armor shields in the front. Really well protected against mega penetrators. Wow, and it goes from side to side as well, so there are like so many of the shells that are just completely missing. It's really hard to take out the Rolo by crams due to its evasiveness, but that's basically what's needed to penetrate that thick shield in the front. It's kind of impossible to protect yourself against deep penetration cram shells with a high health. Yeah. So if you're meeting targets that are really big and heavily armored, cram is your friend. Unless they've set up some evasive maneuvers making them basically impossible to hit, because then you'll have a bad day, my friend. You will indeed. Alright. 70 versus 90 almost. Both of the ships are kind of damaged by now, so I feel that the velocity of this battle really went down a notch. But man, both of these ships are so darn reliably like tanky and just holds up and will not budge. So it's really cool to see that. This bird gun is crazy. We got some crams falling up there. 67%. We lost some turrets here. The Valantis Mark IV, she is on not the rise but the sink. And bam, we hit despawn territory, or possibly an AI hit, I think. Which means that Rolo by Imp will indeed go to the finals of the losers bracket. Just a receipt of how good of a builder that Imp is. All of Imp's design went to, I think it's all of them, went to the winners bracket, except this one, and it still went to the finals of the losers bracket. Not this one. Rolo is of course the one not being despawned. So that is very impressive to see. Now, it would have been fun to see more of the Valantis Mark IV by Parzival, but unfortunately it is no more and it will not be seen again. It has lost this battle and thus its last chances of participating in this tournament. Well, indeed, let us proceed with the next battle or thing. Next up, we will have our matros in the army of Gmodism, Kevin Try, which made the Gimle Mark II iteration or fan upgrade. So, Kevin Try also submitted several designs, and the Obelisk gate is definitely the strongest of them. It is now here fighting for its final spot. Now, this is however a Onyx Watch fan build. You can see our art fan build. So it is courtesy of me spawning the Onyx Watch colors for once, since this might be the last time it appears, or not. And against it we'll have the Capsized Catastrophe by Shield Cat. And it is a quite funny little ship, which is basically has the philosophy of being simply upside down. So let the battle commence. The upside down ship, this is indeed what it does. Just add some super cavitation bases and you are good to go. I feel we must stalk where these shots are landing. by just flying with him. Oh, is this a heavy head with a secondary heat, right? I don't know where this will hit. I think we kind of passed it. Oh well, that's unfortunate. Man, we're so far away. Well, anyways, here we have the little party mix, and that pops in here. We're really struggling a little bit with frame rates here. I don't know exactly which causes lag issues here, as we did run the battle before, but not these two particular ones against each other though. Well, the Obelisk gate has some really big guns, big APS guns, providing some big APS gun damage. Shield Cat is popping in there with basically mostly damage from underneath. Oh, no, that's Hollow Point, right? Hollow Point gets some kind of buff for being shot at underwater, but of course the depth isn't that great, so the damage dealt should be quite limited as well. But still very interesting. Yeah, we're just eating away at the shell here underwater. That's some hardcore damage. Obelisk Gate is at 98%, however, so it's only surface level scratches. Now, I don't know how long it will keep digging before it actually gets to something real juicy. But I am a little bit surprised that the Gimle did win over the Capsized Catastrophe, because obviously the Gimle hasn't that much damage underwater. It is not the most heavily armored ship when you count outside armor. But I do suspect that the Gimle having big cram cannons could make short work of the Capsized Catastrophe, however, because it's not very evasive, and I don't quite know, but you're kind of getting to some juicy parts pretty fast when shooting from above here, because obviously, due to how geometry works, the larger surface level flat surface will space a lot of more areas for blocks, and the downside or the underside here will do so less well, since it's tapered inwards to take a lesser place. But indeed, it seems that we are having all the components lower down, which is reasonable to keep everything fresh. Anyways, we are going to check the stats here. 96 versus 94. It's pretty even, but I will say that these stutterings are a tiny bit annoying. Yeah, they are. I'm gonna see if I can close down some stuff, maybe. It's marginally better, but I think it may be one of the ships. I hope I selected the right version of them, because if we selected some parade version, it will have like a lot of extra stuff, which it doesn't quite need here. Well, whatever. Wow! Oh, bam! Kevin tries Obelisk Gate is starting to ride pretty low in the water. I wonder if all that underwater damage, oh yeah, has definitely gotten to hit something juicy. We can see power generation, we can see laser systems being quite damaged here. I don't think it has that much of an altitude control backup system. So if its floatiness was damaged, I do believe this thing will not have the best time. Oh, if it's gonna sink, it's gonna collect some penalty points. That's for sure. And the Capsized Catastrophe, one could argue, it has already sunken, but that is not quite the case here. It's at 93%, so it doesn't... it's not that damaged, but if you look at it, it feels like it's much more damaged, but I guess it's just... I don't know how we expect it to be due to it being upside down. Well, it's keeping to firing away at the Obelisk gate, which is at 87%. So the Capsized catastrophe is in the lead by a good margin. Or like 5%, but you know, that's something. I kinda suspect that the Obelisk gate's gun here isn't very accurate due to being underwater. I don't think it has super cavitation bases. But I don't know, I think we should check that out. They don't have super cavs. We're not having super cavs here. So naturally... Oh, but it still shoots underwater. Well, I guess there is not many blocks to shoot over water either, so that makes kind of sense. Well... The Capsized catastrophe is exactly 5% in the lead. Oh, is this turret damaged? No? Yes, it is. One of the barrels is smaller. Oh, this one too? Seems like the main guns, both of them, are damaged to some extent. Sorry, these ships are really taxing my performance a little bit. My keyboard got a little bit stuck. Anyways, the Capsized catastrophe is not looking great. Why are the propellers not rotating? Are they even like working? Do we have maybe a dead AI or something? Looks like the main guns are connected up to something at least. Oh man, look at this. Look at this. They have absolutely no idea where to shoot. You know what? I think that the main AI controlling the movement of the Capsized catastrophe is taken out. And I additionally believe that that AI had the detection this ship had, which means that it basically has no detection left. That's my guess, but Shieldcat can probably fill me in here. Very, very, very well sniped there by our BBS Obelisk gate, built by our Matros 3rd class Kevin Fry. And do remember that everyone can join the army of Gmodism as enlisted by just self-assigning the role in the Discord, because then you will be able to get access to all our tournaments, challenges and whatnot that we'll have. And if you want to have a fancy rank and some nice perks like access to all my prefabs and turrets, well, then you can become a commissioned officer. Then you will do that via Patreon, and if you link your Patreon and Discord account, you will automatically get the correct roles in Discord, or should get at least. Yeah, so that can be useful to know if you like to support this endeavor. And don't forget about the government of Gimle, our new little support option, which has some stuff that the other ones want. Yeah. Right. This battle is slowed down, to say the least. Oh, something is happening. We just stood by here and checked what's happening, and all of a sudden nothing special happened. I didn't see any blocks fall off, but it looks like Kevin Try's Obelisk Gate's AI got sniped, which is very surprising considering that Kevin Try's Obelisk Gate, she already sniped the Capsized catastrophes. Oh no! Wait! We were looking at the wrong ship. The Capsized catastrophe is the one that's despawning. I don't... Oh, there it is. Oh, there it is. So the guns stopped working because the AI remaining was probably killed. Probably because Kevin Try has some extra little EMP damage, which is fair game in the Gimle challenge. You should always EMP insulate your stuff. People are hating on EMP, but it's usually because they don't like to insulate against EMP and think the mechanic is boring. I think it's pretty fun. Or because they are building really small and you can't EMP insulate small stuff, which means that all small things are really vulnerable against EMP, which is a fair point. That's a fair point. That's a fair point. Anyways, big congratulations to Kevin Try, our matros in the army of Gmodism. The Obelisk gate goes to finals. Capsized catastrophe, funny idea, well executed and nice performance, but alas, did not defeat the Gimle, did not defeat BBS Obelisk Gate, but you have some other things that you have defeated. Specifically, Capsized Catastrophe beat the DPS New Jack, and also the no? Yeah, that's what it did. Yeah, okay. It's not that many participants in the brackets here. Anyways, next battle. Right, so here we are for the third battle. This is Arc 2 by Mr. Panda, and that is also known as Commodore Owen in the army of Gmodism. So big thanks to our Mr. Panda Owen for supporting the channel as the highest level Patreon on, well, in the highest ranking officer in the army of Gimodism, I mean. However, that grants our Commodore no, well, advantages whatsoever for this tournament part, and the opponent is the UCS Resolute by Omicron, which is also in the army of Gimodism, ranking as a enlisted matros, I do believe. And this really funny design basically has turrets going like this, looking like some beetle, firing stuff from side to side. It's really fun. Let the battle commence, and we shall see which one of these are the stronger one. I do find it kind of funny that both of these designs are very bulky. Maybe bulky ships is a hallmark of army of Gmodism ship designers. That could definitely be the case, because we haven't seen anything to disprove that yet. Well, we got some strong sandblasting action here, and we can actually just quickly check what shells do we have coming in. We got shield disruptors, and we got frag, and the Resolute is throwing out a lot of heavy heads and yeah, kinetic damage. This is a design strategy that's also known as a sandblaster. If you would like to look at one of the most epic sandblasters that have been made to my knowledge, do check out Shipmaster Kent's water-based frontsider. We have a battle video, that versus the Gimle. It does break the Gimle rules, however, so it's not in the official tournament, unfortunately. But yeah, you can download it on the Steam Workshop if you want to see some really good sandblasting action. But it does lag a bit, just to warn you, because it has water pumps, which is bad in the Gimle challenge. Okay, so we're really drilling here. They are drilling away at each other. Very interesting to see if we look inside. It's paired with a laser as well, so we're not only sandblasting, we're also burning. It's a really good thing when you combine laser. Yeah, when you combine laser with sandblasting, you get the both of those worlds. Laser like fire damage of any kind, and fragmentation is also a really good combo. And I just must say that putting windows on top of the hull like this, that's a really good idea. We should definitely steal that design strat from Omicron. The UCS Resolute, she looks so much better with this simple detail added. It looks like, yeah, it really gives something. Anyways, we should look at the battle. We have barely looked at Arc 2 by Mr. Panda. We are really drilling away here with this sandblasting damage. Man, are we core drilling or what? We need to pause this a little bit. Look at this thing. The damage inside the laser system is pretty insane. The sandblaster have already drilled a hole to the other side, which is why the sandblaster strat is a good one at that. Well, looks like the lambs are actually targeting these tiny shells as well, which is usually a better idea to not do. Zapping kinetic shells is just never worth it. The Omicron Resolute is continuing to drill. It's really keeping one spot to drill really long, which is just the right strategy to have when having a sandblaster strategy. You should just drill until you get to the other side, and you need to calibrate the amount of time the AI changes to another target to be able to drill to the other side of the ship, and you have to basically, well, measure the opponent. But you want to, of course, switch targets as fast as possible to be able to target something new, because you don't want to be targeting and just drilling at a random, not important part. So that's kind of the balancing act, making it long enough but not too long. Well, the Arc 2, she has lost a few turrets, unfortunately. Or one turret. Laser is still burning, but I do feel it's burning with a lot less strength than it did before. And the Resolute is definitely in front of the pandas, our Commodores Arc 2. The Arc 2, she is at 75%, and the UCS Resolute is at 93%. Now, I was a little bit surprised that the Resolute did not defeat the Gimle. I was. But I do think the thing you can do, if you want to beat the Resolute, bring big crams. Because big crams will just make big explosions inside this thing, and it doesn't have the ability to evade them, of course, and you'll deal a lot of damage, is what I'm trying to say. Well, UCS Resolute looks like it's going to drill away to victory, because the Mr. Panda's design here is getting drilled at, and being a hydrofoil makes it real fast, but also makes it exposed to the full amount of drilling damage. Now, it's possible that this drill is having super cavitation bases. Yeah, they do, so it doesn't really matter, it's over or underwater. However, what does matter is fire. When we are shooting at the boilers inside of the Arc 2, well, her boilers will start to spread the fire, and the fire will not be put out due to it being over the water. So if she was underwater, the fire from the boilers getting shot at wouldn't be too far, or wouldn't deal too much damage. Well, having a boiler destroyed is not good, of course, but yeah. Wow, okay, we lost one, two... Yeah, we lost two of the main turrets here. So it's basically the laser left because of this turret, while existing... Sorry. Sorry, Commodore, I didn't mean to jinx it. But, well... It didn't matter anyways, because it didn't shoot anymore, because it was so damaged. And here we have this turret here as well. You can see inside of here, we got a lot of blocks left, But due to we having a turret neck, we have a vulnerability in the design, and due to blocks being shot at the turret neck, this turret doesn't work at all. Why is the reason? This is the reason I never recommend turret necks. Please stop turret necks, thick necks only. Well, there are different design strats, but please check all the battles in the Gimle video if you want my reason for not wanting turret caps. There is a decapitation issue, very fun, with it, so you know. Wow! Orc 2, she is down to 58%, somehow still almost alive, but UCS Resolute by Omicron. Well, looks like our AOG enlisted did some real good job making this thing dealing some serious damage. Because this thing, the UCS Resolute, has secured a place in the finals. As soon as the Arc 2 reaches under 55%, just to be very sure about what we're saying. Oh yes, there we are. So we can move on to the third and final battle for this video before the finals, where we basically selected out our 4 champions. Well, here we have it. The CNF Peach class battleship by Smart Dolphin, looking very peachy. Oh, and also big thanks to our Commodore own Mr. Panda for sending in the design, and of course also to Omicron from Matros for sending in that design, and very congratulations. But anyways, here we are with CNF Peach by Smart Dolphin, who is in the Ecclesiarchy of Gmodism, last I checked. And yeah, that grants you early access to videos, by the way, if you're wondering where that exists, and it's on YouTube memberships. But anyways, and I don't remember really exactly, you know, who is enlisted or not in the army of Gimodism. That's only if they recently participated in a challenge where you have to be that. Then I remember it. So it's possible that both Sangluna and Smart Dolphin is in the army of Gimodism as well. But anyways, here we have by Sangluna the Haggle Slag, and we shall be starting this battle and see which is the stronger one. Getting some lead shots fired out there, and bam! Smart Dolphin is really swarming with shots here. Look at those new tracers. They look so nice nowadays. Oh, bam! What's happening? Why is the Haggle Slag so low? Well, the CNF Peach class is at 100%, and the Haggle Slag is at 97. Damn. Well, we got this confetti tricolore army popping in here with a different fun mix of shells. And they are grazing the superstructure. We got some serious EMP, we have some heat shells. And bam, we have brought down the CNF Peach. She is at 96%, and the Haggle Slag is as well. So now it's very even. The CNF Peach opts for fragmentation rounds. Both big, small, I mean, and big. While the Haggle Slag, she is opting for... This is hash, right? Or is that hollow point? I mix them up sometimes. Yeah, I think, never mind. And this is hollow point, right? These are hollow point. No, this is, sorry. This is hash, and this is hollow point with EMP and frag, right? We got a mix, and then we have this thing here, which is... never mind. I need to check up exactly how they look. Actually, I have something in store for that, but you'll see that later. Oh, we got some fire damage too. Well, damage is rolling in here, and the CNF Peach is brought down to 94%. So while having an early lead, it doesn't necessarily give the Man. The Haggle Slag, she's really inaccurate. There's a lot of shells are just missing. Like, the CNF Peach isn't evasive, right? Can't be that. Look at that low, like, firing speed. Isn't it beautiful to see them arc like this? It's a real arc. Alright. Look at that damage. That's just so much. Drilled away. Good to have some metal there. Metal being the best armor for the price. Not health points. I didn't say health points. Best armor for the cost. Oh well. And the CNF Peach, she isn't looking very happy either. We have fires all over the place. But it's spitting out damage like crazy. Like always. CNF Peach is just behind with 2% just right now, so it doesn't tell anything. Neither of these designs seems to be especially evasive. And both of these designs have a real hard problem hitting. Now, the Haggle Slag has the... Sagluna has the really smart idea to add to the Haggle Slag timed fuses so that if not exploding on the target, the shells at least try to explode around the target. It does seem that the timing may be a little bit too late, but it may be a detection error as well, so I can't say that with confidence. Look at that. We're spitting out damage, but the CNF Peach is brought down to 85% just so. The Haggle Slag, she is really holding the lead. Both of them are looking real sad, and like everything that's under fire, that's like actively burning, just looks so much more sad in general, even though that doesn't have to mean much at all. Oh well. Well. More damage is popping in. And we can clearly see that the CNF Peach is more than 10% behind. And if you forgot, we are looking at the CNF Peach right now. We will have to look at its glorious demise. The beautiful art gallery is being destroyed as we speak. What a crime against culture. But Sagluna's Haggle Slag is a stronger battleship, and well, bringing an art gallery, while very nice, will not give you an advantage, unfortunately, in the decisive battle. No, indeed. You will still lose. But I will say this: beautiful design. We can almost keep a little lock on here. Can you like come back? Thank you. To enjoy the art while it lasts. Because of course at 63% we can just like watch this direction and just pretend that the damage isn't being dealt. Oh, sad stuff. Well, we'll need to check the state of the Haggle Slag. By the way, big congratulations to Sagluna. You have secured your spot in the finals. So, other than that, also of course big thanks to Smart Dolphin. Very cool design, and I really appreciated that little art gallery inside of it. It really made it super fun. Well, there we have it indeed. We have a result. it is final. Man, the Haggle Slag is really fast. 62 is its speed. Bam. I love the new tracers. They look so much cooler. Well, RIP Pitch class. We now know the lineup for the finals. We're going to have Rolo by Imp. We're gonna have the BBS Obelisk Gate by Kevin Try. We're going to have the UCS Resolute by Omicron, and we're going to have the Haggle Slag by Sang Luna, and they will fight for a spot in the finals. Well, sitting a little low here today, but I will just want to say thanks a lot for watching. Please like the video if you enjoyed it, and I'll be seeing you next time. This is your host Eric of Gmodism, and we're signing out. Also, big thanks to everyone that are supporting the channel in any way. It really helps us keep going and stuff like that. So also big thanks to all in the Discord community that is actively there, answer questions, and just makes it a nice place to be. In any case, this is your host Eric of Gmodism, and I am definitely signing out.